What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the ABNC show. My name is Zain Hashmi. I'm always joined by Josh Sharp. Josh, how you doing, man?
Dude, I'm doing well. It feels like it's been a while, but it's only been like what, a week?
Yeah, we missed last week, and yeah, every now and then we miss a week because we're
Yeah, we're not perfect.
we're lazy.
Contrary to popular belief.
Yeah, we're
No, we're
very
actual trash. We're actual walking pieces of garbage. Don't let anyone try to fool you.
we're very efficient people. And joining us today is the most efficient person I've probably ever met ever. Sorry, Josh. Sean Hussey.
No offense, bro.
Sean Hussey. Sean, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I appreciate the kind words. I'm glad to be back on the podcast with you guys.
Yeah, if you guys do
I
not
gotta
know,
turn your ass down. You loud in my ear.
Sean sounds good on my end. But for you, those who don't know, Sean joined us on the Star Wars special episode. Now he's joining us on a regular episode of the ABNC show.
Moving on up in the world.
Yeah, moving on up.
I actually just realized that you're right. Yeah, he wasn't on here for the like
Yeah,
us.
bro. I'm not a newbie.
Yeah, he's been on here.
I mean,
once.
technically, you're right. This is like your second
The second, Alex.
official podcast episode.
Well,
Alex-
I'm always involved. I make all the thumbnails. I'm here.
that's
I'm
true.
here in spirit.
Sean is always has always been a part of the family. Alex has been on the show a couple times. Hamed has been on the show, I think, once, twice.
Once, and we had to deal with his dookie ass internet.
Yeah, no, it was apparently because of his AirPods. I think that's what he said. And then Nate was on here once before too, if I'm not mistaken. And I think that might have been it. But okay, so I was on my phone before we get into the main topics. I was, doing my business. I was in the bathroom and I came across something pretty funny. Has anyone seen the recent Hellboy movie?
No, it's
No?
funny 'cause
No.
okay, so like
Okay.
it came out on my birthday, and I wanted to see it, but I saw just so many like overwhelmingly negative reviews that it kind of discouraged me from seeing it. I'll see it
Right.
eventually, but I haven't
Yeah.
seen it. But I'm
I'll
not.
I'm gonna see it eventually, but today, apparently today, I don't know. Like I just read the the little headlines. Today ended its theatrical run. Anyone want to take a guess worldwide how much Hellboy 2019 has made? Worldwide,
188 million.
I'm gonna say $32 million.
$21 million worldwide.
Oh my god, dude, that's like a third weekend for some films.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Opening weekend made 12 million, and worldwide final total $21 million on a $50 million budget.
So that movie lost ridiculous amounts of money.
Yeah. Yeesh. And there's so much drama behind the scenes, so
You hate to see it, man.
yeah. I hear the David Harbour is good in the role though, but I'm gonna check it out.
He's gonna be the only reason why I watched that movie.
Agreed. I was excited for the movie, and then I saw the reviews, and I was like, nah, probably not. I'll catch it later. But that sucks. That it only made $21 million worldwide. But yeesh. But let's get into the positive news, I guess, or I think it's positive news. A lot of fan petitions wouldn't think so. It would seem, I don't know if it's confirmed. It's practically confirmed, but not officially confirmed. We have our Batman. And it's I should say Patman, Robert Pattinson.
No, it's Battinson. Let's trademark that right now.
I'm hearing a lot of patents of Patman. What would you say? I heard Patman and then what's
Battinson?
Pattinson? Yeah, that's
I prefer Battinson. Robert Pattinson. I like that.
Robert Pattinson. But yeah, who wants to take this one first?
I'll get and
All
start. Per usual, I guess.
Per usual.
Legit. I mean, and I'm pretty sure Zane, you can even say this as well. I've been hearing the name Robert Pattinson being thrown around when it came to Batman for months now.
For sure, yeah.
And when it originally came like across like my feed or someone told me, I was just like, yeah, no, this is not happening. It's fucking Robert Pattinson. That's not gonna happen.
And I believe
And
we've
then
discussed on this show before the possibility of Pattinson being attached to the
We
role.
might have.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might have. I think
Months
we actually
ago.
did discuss
Months
that.
ago, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure you remember, I was very against it. I was just like, no.
I
Robert
was
Pattinson is not
I
the
was
person
pro
that
for it.
want.
I was game for it. I was like, dude,
Yeah.
if I were the studio, sign him on.
Yeah, see, I wasn't down for it. And then it comes out, and I just started laughing hysterically. And I was just like, what? I was like, are you serious right now? But I kind of, after the initial reaction to his casting, which is essentially been confirmed now. Apparently, his publicist at Cannes Film Festival said that he's playing it, and then when a reporter asked him about Batman, he said, "I really can't talk about that right now."
So he's practically got it. Like, I don't know if the
Yeah.
ink has dried on the contract, but he's got it.
Yeah, he has it in the bag. I know there's some reports saying that, Nicholas Hoult was also in the running, but Robert Pattinson clearly has the edge.
Right.
Just by Christopher Nolan signing him to his new film, that kind of gave Christopher Nolan his seal of approval, and he did the Dark Knight trilogy. So WB is going to listen to literally whatever he says.
Agreed.
So the reason why I wasn't really for it was because of Twilight. But then, as I began to kind of really think about it and think logically about it, and this is something I've been saying to people who have been on the fence about it, is an actor's filmography is not defined by one single bad franchise, and that says nothing about his acting ability, especially since that was like one of his first gigs in Hollywood.
Well, that and he was in one of the
Harry Potter. Yeah. He was like, I don't know, he was.
The man just needed a paycheck. He was just he was like in his 20s or something. The man just needed a paycheck.
Yeah, early 20s. He was like 19, something like that.
Yeah.
But like after I watched some clips of his acting on YouTube, and I watched some of his interviews, he's a really charismatic guy. He kind of carries himself in a particular way that I think would translate well to Batman. Of course, I know people are like, "Oh man, they're gonna have a skinny Batman," because apparently gyms don't exist.
Yeah.
Of course, he's gonna end up, getting bigger for the role.
I think he's pretty fit, right? No, I don't.
Not particularly. He's kind of on the slim side, but that's nothing that
Christian Bale was extremely skinny before he got Batman, because he did that one movie where he was like
with the Machinist, I think it was.
Yeah. He was bone skinny. Like you could. It was disturbing to see.
That's nothing that food and working out can fix. So I'm like super excited about it. Like I said, apparently he's been signed since March.
Yeah, I mean, usually when we hear about this, like the deal's been done for a while. Like usually we don't hear about stuff like this until like later.
Yeah. Oh, so. And there's something I just want. Actually, no. Go ahead. I'll bring it up later. You guys.
No.
I've been talking for a longer time.
Okay, Sean, what do you think about this casting?
Yeah, I've always been kind of on board for this. I mean, I think all of us would agree that we would rather see Affleck over anybody, but I think that Pattinson is a good choice. Nicholas Hoult would have been interesting as well. A lot of the names that they had in contention for the role, I thought were interesting. I've never looked at Twilight and been like, oh, he's a bad actor. I even liked his stuff in Harry Potter, even though that was like the earliest stuff he ever did. And then he's only improved from there. He's going to be in Nolan's next film, as you guys mentioned, and that gives me a big seal of approval as well. But I never had a problem with it. I think that this is a good step. He's got the look. He's got the acting chops. And I look forward to kind of seeing what he does with the role.
Yeah. I'll say this, though. Like, when it comes to the look, I don't necessarily think he has the look. My only, I guess, hope is that, like, when it comes to like his acting ability, that he can kind of pull off that dual role. Because I think playing Batman is probably one of the easier roles. You just gotta play some brooding, I don't know, dickwad, whatever.
I strongly disagree with that statement.
But when it comes to playing Bruce Wayne, I feel like that's where you kind of have to have a little bit more finesse, a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit more pizzazz in your acting ability, and that's the part that I'm actually more interested in seeing him play, the Bruce Wayne side of the dual character. So that should be interesting to see.
I literally, like, we've talked about this on the show, like, even months ago. We heard the name Robert Pattinson being attached to the role. I was pro from the beginning, pretty much. Like, this is pretty much, I think, the perfect guy they could have gotten, considering the names that they were looking at. I think out of all the names, this was the one I think I was the most excited for. If, like, a lot of people were quick to jump on, the Twilight guy, but if there was a little movie he did a couple years back. I'm trying to remember the name. I'm going to look it up. But The Rover. If you have not seen The Rover, definitely check that out if you haven't. And then there was another one he did. I think it was like something like Good Life or Life or something like that. That's a good one. Or Good Time, sorry. Good Time's another good one that you got to check out if you're on the fence about Pattinson as Batman. But obviously Pattin's a very young person. I don't. He's like in his very early 30s. So clearly they want him for quite a long time. And he kind of it wasn't pointed out to me until like a video I saw on Twitter or Instagram, one of the two, where like they kind of someone took a picture of Robert Pattinson and then it merged into Ben Affleck. So like you could easily
yeah,
it's kind of scary looking. Like they kind of do look similar in a way.
Yeah, like a. I can see it. I mean, of course, they're not exactly alike.
Oh yeah,
I totally kind of see where the comparison is.
Mm-hmm. But I've been on board with this casting since day one, and I cannot wait. Matt Reeves has chosen a pretty great actor, and if Nolan gave his seal of approval, that clearly means something.
Yeah. Speaking of Matt Reeves, and I'm glad you brought that up because that's a perfect segue into what I wanted to say earlier. Mm-hmm. I've been seeing like rumors start on like Twitter saying that there is like a secret like group of people in WB that are campaigning for them to like take another look at Ben Affleck's like script and have him directed. And I actually recently saw a rumor, and someone mentioned it to me, that Matt Reeves is out and Ben Affleck is directing the Batman film. No, that is not happening. Matt Reeves has been working on this film for over 2 years now, and they are not just gonna throw him out and bring back Ben Affleck when they're literally less than 6 months away from filming. This will be filming in November, so they're not gonna just
the casting process has begun. We're gonna start hearing more names attached to the project probably within a couple of weeks, actually.
Yeah, and a couple of those names are very, very nice.
Yeah, I don't think we could say that yet, but we'll get there.
All I'm gonna say is this: I'm with the shits. All right,
I agree.
I'm with the shits. I'm ready for this movie, man. Let's go.
But Sean, did you have anything else to add regarding this Pattinson thing?
No, I think you guys got it covered.
All right. So there was a little extra caveat that was added, I guess, a couple of days after this news broke. Apparently, it's I don't know if it's rumored or if it was reported. I didn't look too much into it. I just got excited by the premise of it. But it would seem that Penguin and Catwoman are going to be in the movie, along with possibly 4 more villains. And we've been hearing.
Oh wait, there's more.
Yeah, and we've been hearing for a while. I think we may have covered it on the show that the Rogues would potentially be in this movie. So. Clearly, I think with the fact that if it's being reported that there are 4 more villains, I think this pretty much confirms that it's probably the Rogues at this point.
Yeah, I mean, the names that have kind of been thrown around, and like I know some of the names, and I want to like avoid them, but I also don't want to avoid them. I mean, like I don't know, Scarecrow, Riddler, names like that. Like I feel like. If you're gonna include the Rogues, like you kind of have to include like a Mr. Freeze or like a Two-Face, because I count them as like a part of the core Rogues.
I think you gotta have Riddler. I think you got it. That's Riddler, maybe Mr. Freeze.
I feel like the thing is like if you think about how the way that Matt Reeves has been kind of talking about the Batman movie, when he's talking about a more detective Batman, a more noir-driven type Batman, having a character like the Riddler makes sense, or any of those kind of like those villains that aren't really physical threats, but more of like a psychological or like or mental threats, like the Calendar Man or
Condiment King,
the fucking Condiment King, yes. Or dang it, who else? Like Julian Holiday, or like I don't know, something like that. Like something, any character pretty much involved in the Long Halloween. But I don't know. I mean, I like Riddler, but at the same time, I wouldn't be sad if he wasn't in the movie. Because I think there are better Batman villains you can replace him with.
Riddler's going to be in the movie.
Yeah, Riddler's...
I mean, I know that, but I'm saying, but I think if they replaced him, I wouldn't be...
Yeah, I got you.
I wouldn't be, like, sad about it.
Sean, who do you think the villains could be, and how do you feel about Penguin and Catwoman? I guess almost like a mini Batman Returns reunion, in a small sense.
Yeah, I mean... I think that Penguin and Catwoman are good choices, especially with the stuff that Tom King's doing in the comics right now. I think Catwoman is kind of cementing her place. I mean, she's obviously been a big part of the Batman lore. Like, she premiered the Joker and them way back in the Detective Comics. But I think that what Tom King has been doing in the comics and what they've been trying to do with the character for the last 20 years or so is kind of cement her as, like, this really important part of Batman's story. Whereas before she's kind of been just like this villain, almost like a black cat to Spider-Man. But what they're trying to do now with the character is kind of cement her as part of this Bat family and part of Batman's legacy. And I think that by putting her in the film, you're going to accomplish that in numerous new ways. As for the Rogues Gallery, I don't know if we're going to get like obviously we're getting 6 villains or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if we're going to get it from a Rogues Gallery standpoint. I'd like to look at it from a perspective. You've got somebody, maybe a Penguin, who's kind of running things from a mob point of view, with then a character like the Riddler as like this intellectual foil for Batman. But Penguin is sort of hiring members of the Rogues Gallery that we know and love as these foils for Batman. And ultimately, I'd hope the Penguin's not the main villain. That's kind of the way that it's been set up.
Yeah, he's not.
No.
He's not. But I would like to see somebody kind of big behind the scenes, kind of using the Rogues Gallery as all these different types of foils for Batman. And I think what a big deal about this is, how long has Pattinson been Batman? Like, how long has this version of Batman been Batman? Has it been 3 years, 5 years? He's obviously a younger Batman. I don't think they're doing year 1 by any stretch of the means.
I think this is probably like he's been Batman for probably like a couple of years, probably like 2 or 3.
Yeah, because Matt Reeves has already said that he's like, yeah, no, this is not net. Yeah. We're not doing year 1.
Out of all the origin stories we've seen on screen, we don't need a Batman, another Batman's parents' death shit.
We're probably still gonna get one.
We're probably still gonna get one, and I'm gonna be like, okay, here we go.
See, the thing is like, I don't mind that. Like, it's an entirely different Batman. This is a new kind of universe.
I mean, but we kind of get it. Like, even with the recent Spider-Man, they skipped the origin. Like, look, Spider-Man's origin. He got bit by the spider. His parents are dead. Everybody knows Batman's origin story. It's almost like a joke at this point.
See, but the thing is, though, with Spider-Man, is we had just, like, before Homecoming, we had gotten a Spider-Man film. We had gotten 2 Spider-Man films, like, I think 3 years prior. So, of course, they're not going to be like, oh, yeah, no, let's go ahead and redo the same
we just had 2 Batman movies.
3 years ago.
We just had we had 2 movies with Batman in them, and we had a Lego Batman movie. That counts, I guess.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
No, that does not. That does not count. But did they even cover the Wayne murders in
yes.
in Lego Batman?
I believe they did.
I love Batman and everything, but like I don't like that movie.
I love the Lego Batman movie. It's like
I don't know how you don't like that movie.
Maybe it's because I don't really remember anything about it. I just remember Robin being really annoying. But like, yeah, no, I don't like that movie.
I think it's probably, I don't know. It's a really good one. I love it a lot. But I think in terms of the Rogues Gallery, well, we know it's going to be Catwoman, Penguin. So far, that's just the report. I think Riddler's probably going to be in there. I think Mr. Freeze is going to be in there. I don't know who else you could throw in there. That's for probably not Joker. Probably not Hush. Probably
it's way too early for Hush.
Yeah.
Too early for the Joker. Too.
I don't think. I just don't think it's. Scarecrow, is it like too soon? Like we've just seen him in the trilogy,
not really.
In the original the Dark Knight trilogy.
Yeah, but that was like what 2006. Well, last time we saw him was 2012.
Oh,
okay. Well, yeah, if you count it that way. But
yeah,
it's like full on Scarecrow was like 2006.
Oh, so I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe you could do Scarecrow.
We saw the Joker again after 2008.
I don't want the Joker in this movie. Like, if you want to hint at him, perfectly fine.
Yeah, you can hint at him. But, I think it's too early for the Joker.
But also at the same time, it's like, which Joker are we? What are we doing with the Joker?
Yeah,
you've got this Elseworlds Joker with Joaquin Phoenix, and then you have the Jared Leto one. So it's just like
it depends. Is this movie going to be in the DCEU, or is this not in the Joker universe, but set in its own universe?
Bro, I have a question for you. What even is the DCEU right now?
Yeah,
like, we don't know what it is.
Oh, please. We know what it is.
Like, no, we don't. It's now, like, less interconnected. It's, like, they're not thinking about cinematic universe building at the moment. It's just kind of like, we believe in
which aren't.
We
do know what the DCU is.
Yeah, like we believe in the characters that we have. We want to tell the best stories with them right now. I feel like that's the approach they're taking. I think it's a very smart decision right now. I think maybe I don't know. I feel like you could easily like this is like a character. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I actually just don't know what I was trying to say there, but maybe. No, go ahead.
I was going to say the reason why I said we don't really know what the DCEU is right now is because the Batman takes place in the 90s. If you're trying to have this Batman link up with the rest of the Justice League or whatever, whatever you want to do with that, are you just going to bring him from the 90s into present day, which is what 20, whatever it is, the next Justice League movie is, like, and he doesn't. I don't know. It's just going to be really weird. I feel like there's no clear cut path, and
I'm sure they know. We just don't know.
Is it fully confirmed it's in the 90s?
Yes.
It's actually I don't know if it's. I would assume.
Didn't Matt Reeves talk about this like a few months ago, which is why everyone's even saying that it takes place in the 90s?
I thought it was just a rumor.
I didn't think so.
I think it was just a rumor.
I thought it would take place
present day,
in the past, but not
in the 90s.
Specifically the 90s.
Yeah, I specifically remember someone like them mentioning that the Batman takes place in the 90s. We'll
look that up. But
anyway,
if this is a prequel, I could easily see it being a prequel, and like that, these set of Batman movies being set in the 90s, so like you can get a little goofy and all that. I don't know. I think.
I mean, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I mean, I just was thinking about different Rogue Gallery members because I just didn't on the list a bunch, like an actual 4. I really wish Birds of Prey wasn't doing Black Mask. I would really like to have seen Black Mask.
Black Mask is such a great film.
Yeah. And the set pictures don't help either.
I mean, I think out of those like extra 4 outside of Catwoman and Penguin, you've got maybe Bane, Riddler. We talked about Scarecrow. We talked about. I think whatever, like if you say you've got Catwoman, Penguin, Bane, Riddler, and Scarecrow, that's 5. I think whatever that 6th villain is would be the head villain, whether that be someone like Ra's al Ghul, which I don't know if we need. I don't know if we need to do Ra's al Ghul again.
No, I don't think so.
But I'd like to see someone of that level. It's too soon for Court of Owls, even though that's so freaking cool.
Yeah, but it's.
I'll tell you what, though, whoever that 6th villain may be, keep it a secret. Keep it under wraps until people have their asses in that theater, watching the movie, watching it unfold, kind of following along with Batman, and then getting that same revelation when he does. I think that'd be a really good idea.
It would only be like big for DC fans if it was like someone lesser known. It'd have to be somebody big, like it'd have to be somebody as big as the Joker. Like,
I don't think Freeze will be in the movie either.
I think there's a shot. I think there's a chance. I don't know if it's like. I think it's a higher chance than most other.
Is there
villains.
any chance it's Deathstroke?
No,
I don't think so. Harley Quinn, maybe? No. I just said.
We have a lot of ideas.
Yeah, we have a lot of ideas, and we're gonna know in the coming weeks. Casting's happening, so I think by Comic-Con they'll know who their rogues are. And
I don't know. I just really maybe it's just my own personal feelings, but I just really hope that whoever that 6th villain is like keep it under wraps. Because remember, like let's just I'll use The Dark Knight Rises as an example. I don't know a whole lot of people that knew that she was secretly playing Talia al Ghul, so that was a really cool surprise. I was just like, oh shit.
No, I think a lot of people did because of
really?
Yeah, because there was like some leaked set pictures of her in like the outfit and everything. So people just kind of, and I think like she specifically said she was playing that before the movie came out.
I do not remember that whatsoever.
I think so. So like when the quote unquote twist happened, like I was like nobody was really shocked. I wasn't shocked. So
could be one last one I'll throw out there is Hugo Strange.
I was like,
Hugo Strange could be a good one. He's I
feel like if you make Penguin or Riddler like the main villain, Hugo Strange would just be like that good 6th.
Yeah, the true brains behind the entire whatever.
Almost an Arkham City kind of thing.
Yeah. Oof.
I love Arkham City.
I think Arkham City is easily the best Batman game. I think Arkham Asylum gets close, but it's Arkham City. But any final comments before we move on to the next topic? We got a big next topic.
Did you find anything about the 90s, Josh?
I'm basically just finding. I'm trying to figure out where it originally came from. It came from Discussing Film, and they said that it takes place in the '90s, and it revolves around Batman trying to crack a mystery or bring the hero back to his detective roots. That's all I can find.
Well, I guess we'll find out in the coming weeks or coming months if it is in the 90s. I hope it's in the 90s. That'd be cool.
I think that'd be a great setting for a Batman film.
Oh, okay. So I do have one little question. If this movie is actually set in the 90s, we know they're probably going to do the white eyes. But do you think we're going to get the yellow bat symbol on his chest? If it's in the 90s. If it's in the 90s. I know it wouldn't work in present. It could work in the 90s.
Nah.
You know what I want? Give me the dark blue cape. Give it to me.
The dark blue.
I'll take that. I don't want the
freaking do it. Long ears, like long Halloween or Arkham style. Dark blue cape.
Would you rather have like a dark blue, like the cowl and the cape and the like everything dark blue, like kind of Brave and the Bold kind of costume?
Not as bright.
I mean, obviously, like a little bit darker, just darker.
Yeah. No, so that Brave and the Bold costume is. I don't like that, but like, no, I get what you're saying though. I think that'd be a kind of a nice little.
Because it's in the 90s, it's gonna be if it's in the 90s, it's gonna be weird.
It's gotta be a little bit retro, but it also has to be practical at the same time. You know, he's supposed to be.
I think it's gonna be retro low tech. Retro low tech, I think.
So, just give me the dark blue cape. Dude, I swear, if we get those white eyes, which everything that I've been hearing, well, that's exactly what Matt Reeves is kind of like. He's really going for. I'm gonna lose my shit because that is the one thing that I've always wanted in a like a Batman. We caught a brief glimpse of it in BVS. With the armored Batman jumping into LexCorp to take the kryptonite,
and we had it on the armored batsuit that he fought Superman in. That worked really well,
and it works. It's like, and people are like, oh man, that's gonna look super stupid. It's gonna look bad. I'm like, the white eyes work for Spider-Man.
Work for Deadpool. Exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, I think you can put them on a Batman suit and have them work in a way where it's not cheesy or looks stupid.
I think they're gonna go probably like the more BVS route where it's like glowing and it's like part of the suit. Probably, like as a like a peripheral, extra peripheral or something like that.
Well, the thing is, you can just have it literally be part of the suits. Whenever he puts it on, he like fires it up, and it's like it helps him to see through smoke or it's infrared shit or X-ray. Like there's a lot of things you can do with the white eyes and make their existence in the movie make sense.
Right.
Not just they're just here to protect his identity. Like nah. Let's say this though. If they do add the white eyes, do you want them to be animated, like he squints and like
Oh, that would be good,
dude. I would.
Like it would be. I think I'd prefer more like the Deadpool like expressive eyes than the than like something like the BVS where it was just like standstill eyes. I would prefer like the Spider-Man or the Deadpool expressive eyes. That would be awesome.
I know, right, dude? Because imagine just picture right now, right? Robert Pattinson Batman sitting on a gargoyle, it's raining, and the camera zooms in, and he does that Batman squint. He sees something.
Matt Reeves, I trust you. Please, just get this done for us.
Oh, dude.
Sean,
if it doesn't happen, I'm gonna be disappointed because I just psyched myself.
we literally just set ourselves up for disappointment. Sean, this is what you want to see. You want to see white eyes, yellow chest emblem.
Yeah. No yellow chest. I'm good with the white eyes, but I'm okay with them not doing the white eyes either. I don't know. There's just something about Batman to me that like the white eyes are super iconic, but like, do I think you could do them practically in film? Absolutely.
Here's
a whole movie. I don't know. Like I didn't even like how they used them in The Dark Knight.
Yeah, in The Dark Knight they were horribly used.
Yeah,
they were blue and just really big.
Yeah, they were.
I mean, they looked cool on the armored suit.
They were more like swimsuit goggles in The Dark Knight.
It looked good in BVS.
BVS, yeah.
The armored suit, but I don't know. There's just something. I definitely, if they're gonna do them, don't do them animated. Personally. Yeah.
Here's another question, like a very small question, like a very small part of the suit. Do you think it's gonna be gray or black?
Like the suit or the cape?
No, the suit.
It's gonna be gray.
Gray?
I think they want to do away with all all black.
Keaton's is the only one to do like all black, right?
No,
the Dark Knight
Dark
was
Knight, yeah.
was all
Yeah,
black,
Dark
that's
Knight was
true.
all black.
and then Kilmer was a little bit of gray, and then Clooney was just whatever.
What was that? What was that suit?
I don't know what it was. We don't talk about the nipples.
Idris.
I'm Batman. I just hope
Hey,
Robert.
guys.
I hope Robert Pattinson actually like starts training for his Bat voice too. I'm just hoping he does.
Oh, if you actually watch or listen to the Twilight director's commentary, he does an I'm Batman. He does it, and he actually does it pretty well. I think so.
Do you think it's going to be voice modulated, or do you think it's going to be like do you think it's voice modulated as in like Ben Affleck's Batman, or it's going to be Christian
absolutely.
Bale?
I think Warner Brothers and DC perfected the Batman voice by just live action Batman voice by making it a voice modulator because it makes sense.
Yeah.
Having some dude literally put on a suit and just go, ugh, like nah, sorry, no, just get a voice modulator, make it simple. That way, freaking people aren't like just like man, his Batman voice sucks. It's a fucking voice modulator.
Yeah, it's true. But I think Matt Reeves is going to crush it out of the park, and
I
Fingers-
trust in Matt Reeves.
fingers crossed. I want that yellow emblem. I want it.
You know, if we get it, I wouldn't be upset. If it's just don't make it like super bright red. Don't do that. Just like make it
No, just like subtle, like the subtle, like the Man of Steel logo, like it's subtle,
Yeah.
white. subtle yellow, I should say, not white.
and they can pull that off. Give it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh. God, I can't wait. So I know I said this before. Any final comments before we move on to the next section?
Now let's get to the next one.
Next one, Sean.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. So we got a bunch of Suicide Squad updates / news happening. So they're gonna be shooting soon. So we've got some. We're starting to hear some names. One of them is Benicio del Toro, who is up for the villain in James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, and he apparently going to be playing under the codename right now that he's playing is the Mayor.
Mm-hmm.
So and it seemed from all sources and everything, he's going to be the villain of the movie. So I guess I'll start this with this one off. I think this is a great pick. Gunn and Del Toro have worked before on Guardians of the Galaxy. Del Toro is probably one of my favorite working actors today. I think this is something cool. This could be something cool. We don't know who he's playing, but I'm down for it.
Yeah, because they I think I know who he's playing just based off the description that we got.
Mhm.
He plays an old warrior who lives for war. Now, if you're a DC fan, who does that sound like? Freaking Vandal Savage. Now, do I think Vandal Savage is too big of a villain for a Suicide Squad movie? Absolutely. I think he's more fit for like a Justice League film or like a Wonder Woman movie. But it's Vandal Savage.
Mm-hmm.
And I like Vandal Savage. And I like Benicio del Toro because he is one of the best actors working today. If they can nail him for Vandal freaking Savage, DC's, whether that movie sucks ass or not, that is probably going to be the best part of the film. Hands down.
I mean, he doesn't even have to die in this movie per se. If you think like he's too big for this, if Vandal Savage is too big of the Suicide Squad, he doesn't have to necessarily die in this movie. He could easily come back in probably something like the Batman or
because like Vandal Savage, he was like a caveman or whatever. The asteroid like crashed, and like he fucking like gained knowledge from that, and he just ruled over all the cavemen and just kind of lived. And I think the meteor like gave him some sort of like youthful juice. I don't really call it. I'm just gonna call it youthful juice because that's what came to my mind just now. And so yeah, you can kill him and then he'll be like, "Aha, surprise! I live, bitch!" And just come back and be a villain for a Wonder Woman film or what have you. So I'm not saying he's playing Vandal Savage, but I would like for him to play a Vandal Savage because it makes the most sense.
Sean, who do you think he's playing, and are you excited for this casting choice?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm actually trying to quick Google DC villains because I'm still trying to think. I don't think it's Vandal Savage. It sounds like Vandal Savage, but I don't think. But I mean, if Legends of Tomorrow could do Vandal Savage, then the Suicide Squad.
I'm pretty sure Legends of Tomorrow is one of those shows. Again, going off topic, is like it's becoming my favorite CW DC show. Like it's so out there and it's so wild and bonkers. I love it.
I can't bring myself to watch it because of that. That stupid blue
Beepo?
fluffy bitch.
No, nobody loved it. I loved
don't
it.
care about that stupid thing, and like apparently, its presence still exists somewhere on the show. And
I think they've incorporated like puppets into the show now too. Like it's just so weird and funky.
yeah, no, it's stupid. No,
It's campy.
I'm
It's
not watching
weird. I have to catch up on a couple episodes, but I love the show.
the thing is you can do camp and make it good. Just look at Doom Patrol.
I
But when you do
gotta
camp
catch up
with,
on
like,
that show.
like teddy bears and stuff like that. Like, oh, we're a wacky show.
Yeah.
No, you're just stupid. You're just bad.
I totally did not like. Literally, I was like looking up Doom Patrol because I'm thinking about starting it pretty soon. I'm catching up on all my television. I totally did not.
Finale's this Friday.
Yeah, I totally did not know that Alan Tudyk was in the show.
Yeah, he's the main villain. He plays Mr. Nobody,
Oh my god!
and he's probably one of the best DC villains, like TV, movies, whatever. He's really good.
I'll literally watch anything Alan Tudyk is in. I love that guy. But
He's excellent in that role.
yeah, I'm starting to catch up on all my television shows. Doom Patrol is like up there. I think like I just caught up on some shows. It's gonna be up. It's probably in the coming weeks. I'll watch it.
Catch up with Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I saw it all. We don't need to talk about that.
Anyway,
Yeah.
So after seeing him in Sicario, Benicio del Toro, I think that he could play basically anybody he wants. I can't wait to see what they do with him. After looking some stuff up, one that I keep seeing pop up that looks like it could also be a fit is General Wade Eiling.
Oh, he was in The Flash, I think.
Yeah. So like this is a character that's been a U.S. Military guy, so he's familiar with war, and he has like this hate for metahumans. So he actually ends up becoming a metahuman to fight metahumans, and he's like this monstrous creature thing.
That's some backward shit. Bro, I hate metahumans, so hold up, let me take this speed juice.
So I just think like it talks about here in this article and other sites mention it. It makes a lot of sense of like there was clearly like this thought process behind the U.S. government of like what to do if like a metahuman goes AWOL, which is why the Suicide Squad was created in the first place. To have like a general in the U.S. government that doesn't believe in the Suicide Squad and believes that like using metas to fight metas, like and hates all metas, it's just like a terrible idea. I feel like that'd be like an interesting character choice and not as large of a character as like Vandal Savage would be. It would probably be a good fit for Gunn style as well.
I just feel I don't know. I think I don't know. I'm trying to think like Gunn goes for like the weird and like bizarre characters. Is Vandal Savage somebody that Gunn would like choose? For granted, we don't know like the type of story they're aiming for, but I don't know. Like again,
I feel like making him General Wade Island would be a waste for Benicio del Toro.
Could be, yeah. But if Vandal Savage, I guess, could make sense. I don't know. Like, there's not much to go off based on the description. I don't know. I just feel like it's gonna be somebody completely wacky and wany. Like, look at what Benicio del Toro did in Guardians of the Galaxy.
The collector.
I hope it's closer to a Sicario role, but that's just me.
I'm hoping it's closer to something like in The Usual Suspects. Like, I don't know if you guys saw The Usual Suspects, but he was great in that movie too.
I heard that's a fantastic film.
It's a good movie, and like, if you have not seen it, go in as blind as you can. It's a great movie. It's in my top 10 movies of all time.
I'll watch it.
Yeah, it's pretty damn good. Try to stay away from spoilers on that one though. But
I got you, homie.
Yeah. But we're not totally done with the whole Suicide Squad ginormous stories, I guess. There was rumors and reports in a sense that the current script for James Gunn's Suicide Squad is apparently a hard R. We've heard that Birds of Prey could be rated R, and it seems like this could be the next R-rated DC universe film. How do you guys feel about that?
I could see why he'd want to do that, but at the same time, I don't think Warner Brothers would be particularly okay with that. If you're going to do like a rated R cut for Blu-ray, that's perfectly fine.
But isn't Birds of Prey going to be rated R?
It's not confirmed yet now.
Mm-hmm. But if
I think it's implied that it is going to be. Yeah, because like Harley's like wearing stuff that says like Harley fucking Quinn on it and shit,
Mm-hmm.
and like all this other stuff. So I mean, it's possible that Birds of Prey can get away with it, but the Suicide Squad. I mean, look how much money the movie made with it being PG-13 and being bad. Just imagine a
That's true.
PG-13 Suicide Squad movie that's good, that everybody likes, that people really enjoy going to see and have a lot of fun watching. If you make it rated R, you kind of cut that almost in half, or at least a quarter, because I mean, of course, I know kids these days they sneak into R-rated films and stuff, but I mean, I don't think you need to make the Suicide Squad R.
Yeah, I mean that's
just my own personal opinion. I don't really know.
But would you like? Are you down for this to be in like an R rating or?
Oh hell yeah! No, I like R-rated films. I mean, shit, of course.
Remember Hellboy? Anyone?
Yeah, but I mean, if you're gonna make it rated R, make it rated R for a reason. Don't just do it because we got movies, we got cussing and blood.
I'm hoping it's rated R for like the gratuitous action and like the bad, like the worst words, like, and just gratuitous violence. I want that.
Yeah, just don't make like every sentence have drop an F-bomb, or just random nudity throughout the film just because we're rated R and we can do that.
Yeah, I feel like it's rated R for a reason.
Yeah, if it's rated R because like the story, the action, stuff like that, just don't turn into a Gorno where it's just gore and just like no, please don't do that.
Sean,
for me, that'll ruin the quality of the film, and I don't think James Gunn would do that.
Probably not. So, like, I don't know. Him playing in the R-rated territory is kind of in his wheelhouse. Like, if like he's got it's not him specifically, but he's a producer on it. He's got a movie this week called Brightburn, and it seems to be rated R for it's like dark, violent, like scary shit that's going to be in that movie.
Didn't he also work on the Belko Experiment?
He worked on the Belko Experiment, which is pretty much a Gorno, which I was
just about to say.
But it's a good example of a Gorno in a way because of the premise of that movie. And then he also did one like a terribly underrated film called Slither, which I absolutely love. And that's rated R for the most grossest reasons ever. But Sean, do you think having an R rating is going to help a franchise like Suicide Squad or hurt it or?
I mean, man, that question's interesting. I don't know if it'll help or hurt either way at this point. Do I think that they could do R-rated Suicide Squad, do it well? Absolutely. Do I think that it's going to be rated R? No. It just doesn't make a lot of sense based on just Gunn's experience. I know he's done a lot in both territories. But I just think that there are certain groups of films that Warner Brothers is okay with the R rating, and there's other ones that they don't want to tip into the R rating scale. I think doing Birds of Prey and Joker, even if Joker's not connected to DCU directly, I think that those being R rated is fine for them, but a property like Suicide Squad, they probably want to keep in the PG-13 rating. Anyway, I want
to have as much people check out that movie as possible, especially with how the first one is.
It also seems that like Birds of Prey looks like it has a much smaller budget than the Suicide Squad will.
We don't know the budget of this one either. Like it could be big.
That's true.
Yeah, because the first one had a pretty big budget in terms of production budget, and then the marketing was pretty much all over the place.
Well, I think that it'll have a pretty big budget.
Mm-hmm. I think it might have a smaller budget than the first. I don't know. I just got a gut feeling it might be.
Well, I just think when you're hiring somebody like Gunn and the talent that's surrounding it, Birds of Prey feels like a really small project. Like Kathy Ann is like 2 or 3 years removed from college, which is just absolutely insane.
Yeah, no, it's awesome that she's getting a chance to do this.
Yeah, so and that never happens for directors.
Right, I totally agree.
So it's like, Margot Robbie is really the only like massive movie star right now in Birds of Prey. Ewan McGregor, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, all those other cast members. I can't think of their names right now.
Mm-hmm.
Big names in terms of just things that they've done before, but they're not giant movie stars now. Whereas you're looking at something like the Suicide Squad with James Gunn's a big time director now. Margot Robbie's probably coming back. Joel Kinnaman's coming back. Viola Davis is coming back.
Jai
Benicio
Courtney.
del Toro. Yeah, Jai Courtney. These are like bigger names, more money. I just think that with the budget they want to give Gunn to kind of make sort of this darker, kind of twisted version of Guardians in a way, will probably require a higher budget, therefore a PG-13 rating, so they can make that money back.
I'm pretty curious. I think this movie could lend itself to an R rating. I think literally when Warner Brothers picked up Gunn for this movie, I think they literally said, do whatever the hell you want with this movie, which is why James Gunn in a recent interview said, I've never enjoyed writing a script this much. So I think
Damn, he said that?
he said that like it was in an interview. He was talking about his firing and like how when Warner Bros. Picked him up for Suicide Squad, he literally said, I've never enjoyed writing a script so much. Like, so if for all that, this seems like the perfect property for him. And I think we're really in for a treat on this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be rated R. Like I said, they probably do a rated R cut for Blu-ray.
Mm-hmm.
Like, extra footage and stuff not shown in theaters or whatever.
Do you think this could be like a Venom scenario where they like shoot it as a like maybe potentially R-rated movie, but have it like play it safe so it could be cut to a PG-13?
Yeah, I can see a scenario like that.
I think I could. Too.
I mean, we've already discussed that James Gunn isn't, a stranger to working on R-rated films.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think he would know how to do it. I think he would know how to shoot a film rated R, but take it to the editing room and make it PG-13, and then
like in one take you can say the F word, another take you don't have to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and like you can.
I mean, I'm not a filmmaker, but I feel like that's a pretty easy thing to do. Maybe in some aspects.
I think it could be.
It's not that difficult.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
especially with the amount it takes, and
yeah,
especially since a lot of your gore nowadays.
Yeah, you can get
it comes with
VFX,
special effects, not VFX,
and you can get away with a PG-13 like bloody action movie pretty much. Like, you can get a lot away. You can get away. You can get a lot.
There you go.
It's very
sound it out.
You can get away with a lot of like gratuitous action in a PG-13 movie. Yeah. So I think, if the current script is R, I wouldn't be shocked if the movies are. I think this would be in Gunn's wheelhouse, to be honest.
I'd say one thing I don't want in Suicide Squad. Don't have them go up against a bunch of like mindless goons. I'm so tired of seeing that in like team up films.
I don't think they're gonna do that.
Because I know in the first one they had like those weird eyeball.
Yeah, but that wasn't a big part of it. Like they had a villain at the end.
I guess you could say.
Like villain. I look at something like the Avengers, where like the majority of the action was them fighting the Chitauri, and then Hulk kind of smacked Loki around, and it was done. Like same thing with Age of Ultron, where like the majority of the fighting was against the Ultron drones, and there was a little bit of an action scene with Ultron. Whereas really Suicide Squad had that one scene in the middle, or one or two scenes in the middle where they're fighting, but there's like story in between those, and then ultimately the final battle, there's none of those goons in sight.
I think there's gonna be like those action scenes with like them fighting goons or a mindless army. Essentially, there's gonna be that. But like I don't know if it's...
I just feel like that's like one of the most like boring things you can do in a superhero film, honestly, because it's so played out and it's done by everyone. I'm just like, I don't know, get a little creative, Like they don't need to fight a mindless army of robots or drones or I don't know, gooey dudes.
I think it's gonna happen in this film as much as you don't want it. It's probably
the thing is like I know that.
Yeah.
But it's just wishful thinking, I guess.
It happens in every movie, like in every comic book movie. It's gonna happen in this movie.
But every comic.
I mean, most.
It doesn't happen in Man of Steel.
All right. Well, that's also not a team
or
up
BVS.
Movie.
It's not a team up movie.
BVS is not a team up movie, but yet they don't fight mindless drones.
Hey, you can't compare a masterpiece to
I mean, they fight a mindless Doomsday, but that's another discussion for another time.
We're talking about okay.
But another piece of Suicide Squad news. I don't know if this got discredited or whatever. I don't think so. But
We're about to discredit it right
yeah.
now.
I was about to say, I'm literally about to shut this down.
yeah,
right
shut
now.
it down if you can. I'd still be intrigued regardless. But there was a rumor floating around that Idris Elba, who was originally going to play Deadshot but now isn't, now he may be playing Deathstroke in the upcoming The Suicide Squad. And that's just a rumor. I don't know if it was confirmed. I don't know if it got shut down because this was in the show notes last week and I may have forgotten to take it out, but now it's too late. So I guess Josh, Sean, shut it down however you want.
Yeah,
Josh, you and I have the exact same thoughts on this, so I'm gonna just leave it to you.
All right. Yeah, no, it's not happening, and there's multiple reasons why it's not happening. One, they already have a Deathstroke in Joe Manganiello, so they're not going to recast him, and I actually have proof that he's not being recast. And just like you said, the reason why he's not playing Deadshot in the Suicide Squad is because he refused to take a role that was recast. He didn't want to be in a recast role. You know, Will Smith is Deadshot. I mean, of course, he's not in this film due to like scheduling reasons and stuff like that. So it would make no sense for them to offer him Deadshot and him to say no because it's a recast role, and then have him take Deathstroke, which would be a recast role. It's not happening. I don't know who he's playing. I'm leaning more towards Bronze Tiger because I think that is a logical fit for him. Of course, I mean there are other options as well, like Black Spider, or
I want it to be somebody more interesting than that.
or I don't know, freaking if you want to do it, to make him King Shark, that'd be interesting. Have him do,
Ooh,
like,
I would love that.
I think his voice would be perfect for King Shark.
That would be, because there was the rumor, like literally only lasted a day, that Michael Rooker, who is a frequent collaborator with Gunn, was going to be up for King Shark, and then like 2 seconds later, Michael Rooker shut that down.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, no, that's not true.
Yeah, but
Which
like,
I mean, kind of sucks. I think he'd be fine for that.
but here's the thing: we've seen. Is Bronze Tiger usually a part of the Suicide Squad? I don't really know much about Bronze Tiger.
He has been before.
Mhm.
I know on most popularly he was on Arrow. He was part of the Arrow Suicide Squad.
Mhm.
And aside from that, I mean, like I know he's been with the team a few times in the comics. He's not a recurring person, as like he doesn't show up a whole lot, but when he's there, he's pretty effective.
I think I don't know. When you mentioned that Idris Elba and King Shark together, I think I'd love that. I think I would love that.
I would like that more than Bronze Tiger, because as cool of a character as Bronze Tiger is, and he knows like martial arts and stuff like that. Having him as King Shark is just kind of a step up, and I think Idris Elba is he's kind of due a comic book role that's actually worth something. Like, I think he was wasted a time doll in the MCU.
Yeah,
I genuinely believe that.
I think Bronze Tiger. Not Bronze Tiger. Sorry, Idris Elba. Please play King Shark, please.
I'd be down for that. But the thing is like, I would also like for him to play a character that I haven't thought of yet. Somebody who's bigger than what I'm thinking.
King Shark.
Because it's freaking Idris Elba. That dude deserves the best roles. Because the
King
dude
Shark.
He's a great actor.
I just
King Shark.
I just want him as King Shark now. Now that you said it out loud, and like I'm like, yes, that's all I want now. It cannot be anybody else.
I'm with it. Let's go.
Sean, who do you think? Do you think it's King Shark, or do you think it's King Shark?
Or King Shark.
I would love to, I mean, I know we just literally just talked about Benicio del Toro as the villain. I still think Elba would be a great villain.
Elba would be a good villain.
I think that there's a lot of different parts. Again, I'm just like Googling Suicide Squad members because I'm trying to come up with somebody a little more unconventional.
Condiment King.
Tiber makes a lot.
Condiment, dude. You would not hear the end from me. I would just be freaking Idris Elba as the condiment. It's not gonna happen, but like, could you imagine Idris Elba strapped with a ketchup and mustard gun? with a mayo noob too.
If anyone can convince Idris Elba to do it, it would be James Gunn. It would be him. So like the possibilities are not that far off in terms of that happening.
I would also kind of like to see him kind of do a role in like if in the Suicide Squad, also like something that we haven't seen him do before. Like, we've seen him be a villain, we've seen him be a hero.
Like King Shark.
Like what if you just like give him like a really wacky, wild role that you would never expect Idris Elba to be in?
Like King Shark.
Yeah, sure.
I want that so much now. Oh my god. Like literally, once you said that, I'm like, perfect.
You're welcome. I've been thinking about that for like a couple days now.
I want that now. Like, holy shit. Like, that's just so different for him. It'd be like out there. Like, I could just picture his voice and like this big, like, walking shark with the team, like with Polka Dot Man, with Harley Quinn, with just Elba's voice. Like, oh my god, that'd be awesome.
Watch it happen. Book it.
It's
Make
got
him Clock King.
Huh?
What
Make
you
him
say?
Clock King.
I'm not aware of that.
If you want to talk about a step down, Clock King.
There are good versions of that character.
Oh, I'm not saying that there aren't, but like, no.
Yeah. I'd rather have freaking King Shark, Idris Elba. Like, make it happen.
There's so many people.
Suicide Squad is a big.
Suicide Squad has a
But, like,
big, weird,
think
like, dark roster.
But also, like, think of it this way. Like, I don't know. Who's to say that... Look at what Gunn did with Guardians. Like, obviously Marvel played a big hand in that, but, like, Gunn literally took characters that nobody knew about and made them, like, fan favorites.
Nobody knew who Star-Lord was. Literally, nobody knew about this, like, this team.
Like, who's to say that Elba isn't, like, can't play somebody who, like, Josh right now you would consider is a step down. But, like, then...
They just own it.
That character, right. Like, just makes that character,
their own.
Gives them new life. You know, if you told me... I mean, Chris Pratt kind of became famous off of Parks and Rec, but, like, really came into the Starlight as a Star-Lord.
And Bradley Cooper is probably the biggest name, probably aside from Vin Diesel. Bradley Cooper is probably the biggest name, and he plays a raccoon. A talking raccoon.
So, like, if you were to be like, well, they're going to get Bradley Cooper in the MCU, and you're like, he's going to voice a raccoon. Be like, we'll talk about a step down.
But it works. So, and like a lot of people want Bradley Cooper to play Green Lantern or The Flash. Nope, he's a raccoon. So I still think it's going to be King Shark. Just
I was saying, like, you can still get that effect by making him King Shark.
Yeah.
They also do that, like, with Icicle. There's a bunch of different stuff you could play.
Yeah. Oof. I just want that
Icicle. No, they are not gonna. That is one thing Idris Elba said that he does not like when they put him in like those like stupid like harnesses and stuff like that. He was just like, yeah, no, I don't like that. So they're not. If they make him Icicle, they literally have to put him in like a harness, and he'd have to wear like all this other like just crap. They're not gonna do that.
Well, if he's a race-bent version of a character too.
If he's gonna be, I'm still hung up on this King Shark. If he's gonna be King Shark,
the thing is, if you're gonna do a race, you say race bent or gender bent?
Race
bent.
Oh, I thought you said gender because I was just like, if you're gonna do a gender bent Icicle, just fucking put in Killer Frost.
No, I know, no. I'm just saying, like, give Elba a role that is typically a white character.
Bad man. I'm so sorry.
he would be. For the record,
people like that.
Yeah, he would.
No, I'm not. Oh, I'm not saying he'd be a bad. Yeah. He would be a damn good Batman.
He'd be a damn good Batman, and he'd be a damn good James Bond.
He'd also be a damn good King Shark.
Yes, yes. Please make it happen.
Let's go.
All right, we have to move on. We got two more big topics here. So yeah, that was our whole Suicide Squad thing. Let's get into some Marvel news, I guess. So 2 weeks ago, we were supposed to cover this on last week's episode, but we didn't.
Oof.
We're putting it in this episode. Disney announced some dates for some future Marvel projects, supposedly for Phase 4. And I'm pulling the dates up on the screen so you guys can see it, or at least the viewer could see it. I'm assuming Josh and Sean, you have a screen grab of the dates I put in the notes.
Yeah, I got it.
So I'll just read them off still. May 1st, 2020, November 6th, 2020, February 12th, 2021, May 7th, 2021, November 5th, 2021, February 18th, 2022, May 6th, 2022, and July 29th, 2022.
Good lord.
Good lord. Luckily, I drank water. So, Sean, what do you think these dates could be? And we know some because of we know the 2021's Black Widow and probably Eternals. But what do you think the other ones could be?
So, like, all right, I don't want to deflate anybody's balloons right now or anything. Or if Josh would call my balloons are deflate footballs or something like that.
Oh, because you
could take a jab at my Patriots.
Anyway, Patriots suck.
No, the Patriots are awesome.
Anyway, I forgot Zane's a Patriots fan.
Yeah, come on.
Anyway, so I hate to deflate everybody's bubble, but like looking at what we've got, there's only one date on here. I mean, I'm not going to try to match dates with movies,
Mhm.
but there's only one movie on here that we don't know what it is. There's 8 dates here, and we've got Black Widow, Eternals, Doctor Strange 2, Black Panther 2, Spider-Man 3.
Well, that's
Shang-Chi.
not a Spider-Man 3 would not be on this date. That would be on a Sony schedule.
Wouldn't it still fall under Marvel Studios?
No,
I feel like
No, because when they announced the date for Far From Home, it was under Sony's schedule.
because it is a Sony movie, and Spider-Man:
Okay.
Homecoming is a Sony movie too.
Okay, fine. Take Spider-Man.
But there is rumors that like in July 2021, Sony has a date in there, so it could be 4 Marvel movies in 2021.
Okay,
It's
fine. We're gonna
rumored.
start
It's
over.
rumored it's the Spider-Man.
You threw me off my tempo. Hold on.
Sorry.
All right, we'll go
Sorry.
again.
We'll
It's
go
okay.
again. From the top.
Black Widow, Eternals, Doctor Strange 2, Black Panther 2, Shang-Chi. Now I'm forgetting the other 2. Guardians 3. Guardians 3 was 6. And then I had Spider-Man 3, but we won't count that. So that only leaves 2 movies.
Captain Marvel 2 probably because that made $1
That's
billion.
a good one too.
Mm-hmm.
Ant-Man 3 is another possibility.
Ant-Man 3 could be in
Does
there.
Ant-Man really need a third film?
Yes.
No, but he might
Complete
get
the
one.
trilogy.
No, let's end
Thor
it off
4
with
is still a possibility. The fact
yeah,
of the
they've been
matter
talking about
is
that.
that none of these movies are probably like some crazy movie that we're not expecting. Like up through like honestly, all of these none of these are going to be Fox movies
Mhm.
because they don't have time to pump those out, and they don't want to pump those out.
Yeah, I think they should take their time with
Everything
those.
All of those dates we're looking at are films we've already heard about. Maybe one that we haven't entirely heard about, but one we could easily guess, whether that be something like Namor, or is Zane said, I don't know, you said
Well,
someone that I like.
I found out something actually pretty interesting. Apparently, Universal owns the rights to a Namor movie, pretty much how they own the rights to a Hulk solo movie.
Oh yeah, and they have a good grip on those too. Like they're
they're if Namor is going to be in the MCU, it's probably going to be in a team up movie, or probably in somebody else's movie, like maybe a Black Panther 2 or Doctor Strange. It cannot be in his own standalone movie.
My point stands, though, that all of these movies are probably ones that we've like at least have a general idea of what they are.
Mhm.
If I were to go off dates real quick, throw Black Panther 2 at February 12th, 2021. Maybe push it back a year if you have to. I don't know what Coogler and Chadwick Boseman's schedules are like. November 5th, 2021 is probably going to be Doctor Strange. May 7th, they said Guardians wasn't going to shoot till next year, so.
And
Guardians.
It should be noted,
Guardians
like,
3.
Guardians 3 was going to take that May 1st, 2020 date. Black Widow was going to be in July. Then the whole, Guardians 3 drama happened.
Yeah.
So now we're only getting 2 Marvel movies next year. Where do you think Guardians 3 lands?
May 6th, 2022.
May 6th, 2022.
Because they said it's not going to film till next year because they're filming Suicide Squad first.
Right. I think there's a possibility it could hit that February.
Which one? 2022?
2022.
I don't know. That seems prime for something else.
Actually, I take that back. Because we know February. One of the Februarys is going to be Black Panther.
Yeah.
And the other February is probably going to
get that Black History Month money, baby.
And here's the thing: isn't Chinese New Year in February? I believe so.
Fact of the matter is we know what these are practically.
Yeah, I think Shang-Chi's going to be
Sorry
one of the other
deflate
Februarys.
everybody's balloon and all the speculation, but okay. Well, what are your predictions, guys?
Deflated the balloon. I think. May 1st is going to be probably Black Widow. Then November 6th is obviously the Eternals. I don't know. Both Februaries, either one's going to be Black Panther 2 or Shang-Chi, or it's the other way around.
It just depends on Coogler's schedule.
Yeah, it depends. I know he's
Chadwick's
busy.
schedule.
But they seem to be moving. They got a director for Shang-Chi, so it's going to be one of the Februaries. We know that. I think November 5th, 2021 is going to be Doctor Strange 2.
That question.
Wait, what happened?
Just ignored your question.
Yeah, you said they have a director for Shang-Chi, and I said who, and you're just like,
Oh, sorry.
well.
Oh, I thought you made like a well, it's actually right here in the writers' room thing. Media by Destin Daniel Cretton, who did short.
Oh yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah,
I thought he was right.
I guess
we went into the wrong Discord.
I was trying to click around. I was like,
He
wait,
got so excited.
He got so excited he moved into a different Discord.
Whoops.
Go. What were you
One
gonna say?
take, Drake, bro.
One take. You were gonna say I said he was a director of Short Term 12, and then you got really excited.
Yeah. I thought for some reason I thought he was a writer on the film, not a director. Okay.
No, I think they've had their writer for a while. I don't know who it is, or it could be him himself.
Check out the media bite for stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Shang-Chi seems to be far along, at least because they got a director. I think May 6, 2022. I think that's probably Guardians 2, or Guardians 3, sorry. And then July 29th, 2022, it's probably Ant-Man. Probably Ant-Man. And then that just leaves one off. I don't know what that other one could be.
Could be anything they have in development.
Yeah. I don't know. It's probably some character that they're going to introduce. Probably a new character.
Captain Marvel 2 is a good one.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Captain Marvel 2. No.
I could get really thrown anywhere.
Yeah, I think that could work as a May date. Yeah, I mean, I think that's my predictions. It wasn't really
Good.
Yeah. Josh?
I mean, I ain't got nothing to add to that, honestly, because y'all pretty much covered everything already.
Pretty much covered it. All right. So we can agree that Phase 4 is going to be a pretty diverse phase for Marvel, and it's going to be like a pretty much a deep breath after Endgame. I think it's much needed as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got.
I wish I cared more.
Aw.
I'm sorry.
Boo. Boo.
Well, it's just Endgame was so good, and now I'm like, where do we go from here?
I think I think it's fine to go back to like literally once you've gotten as big as Endgame. I think it's fine to go back into saving, I guess, the city instead of saving the universe. It's nice to go back to saving the town in a way. So,
Yeah,
it's a good refresher. Like that's why I kind of like the Ant-Man films taking like both Avengers 2 and Avengers 3. Like what followed those movies were Ant-Man films. So it was good to see like we're saving the universe, and then the next film was saving this family or saving this little thing. I think that's what Marvel does really well, is that they pace these films out smartly. So whether or not you like them, that's a different story. But I think they're on the right track. But let's get on to the final topic of the day, and this will probably be a doozy. I'm trying to read because it's really small. Tom Holland says the twist in Spider-Man Far From Home is bigger than that of Homecoming. I'm not going to read the full quote because I drank
long quote.
I just drank all my water, and I'm going to,
Uh-oh.
I'm going to be screwed if I read all of it. So he's basically just going to, he promises basically that the twist in this movie is going to be bigger than Homecoming's, which Homecoming had a pretty big twist that I don't think anybody saw coming.
Yeah, that was a pretty good twist in Homecoming. I'll have to admit that.
Yeah, and it's for him. I know he's a Spider-Man fan, and like the twist cannot be that Mysterio is a bad guy. Like that cannot be the twist of this movie. It's got to be.
Could
I think.
be.
I don't think so. For someone like Tom Holland to say, I think it's bigger than that of Homecomings, when he probably knows Mysterio is a villain anyways from the comics.
What?
Tom Holland is also just like the worst PR person ever.
I would say, but also, like, what else is he supposed to say? Like, oh yeah, no, the twist is just kind of,
Well, why would he mention the twist in the first place if he didn't think it was like?
Because it is technically a good twist to general audience.
Yeah, especially since in the trailers he's been shown as a mentor to Peter, so like him, like, oh,
But we know that Mysterio could become a villain. Remember in Doctor Strange, Baron Mordo is a villain in but he was a good guy for the most of that movie up until the end, where he decides he has his own differences with the Ancient One, with Strange. I'm starting to think that maybe Mysterio is a good guy all the way up until maybe the end, where he has differences with Spider-Man or something like that, or with Shield.
Like I said, I mentioned this in the group chat. I don't think this movie is going to be as clever as everyone thinks it's going to be. I just don't see it. I don't, and it's not a knock against the writers or anybody who's working on the movie. It's just like, I don't think that that's the route that they're going to go. Like, yeah, they're introducing the multiverse and yeah, like all this pre-Endgame stuff is happening, but I don't think that they're going to do anything outside. Yeah, what did I say?
Pre-Endgame.
Oh, yeah, post-Endgame. Like, I don't think they're going to do anything that's like super like out there and like super like, oh my god, I didn't see this coming. Like, I don't see that happening.
There was a really interesting theory somebody brought up that I saw. Basically, he's a good guy all the way through. We know Shield is helping Mysterio, but what if also Shield, in a way, is using like Mysterio's the fact that Mysterio is from a different Earth and they're trying to help him get to another Earth, but Shield is also doing something with this discovery of multiverse and everything and that maybe pisses off Mysterio, and that kind of what gets him to turn. Do you think it's something like that, or?
I just think he's a villain.
Yeah, I honestly think it's as cut and dry as, oh, now I'm a bad guy, or I've been a bad guy this entire time, and I wanted to gain your trust to try and do something or some shit like that.
Oh, what could it be?
He has some sort of hidden agenda, and maybe he develops like a friendship with Peter, and he really likes the kid and stuff like that. But I think at the end of the day, he's just gonna revert back to his roots. He's a villain. He's a master of illusion. I don't think they're gonna do anything past that or anything shocking with that.
I don't know if I'd consider this a twist, but we've been speculating for a little while now. I really like the idea that either A, Mysterio's trying to come fill in that hole that Iron Man left. Spoilers, I guess.
Spoilers for Endgame.
Spoilers.
A movie that made $2.6 billion.
You never know, Zane. Anyway,
he's dead.
Someone was talking about that, which I kind of liked that idea of. But I also like the idea that there's that line in the trailer where he's like, "My Earth could really use somebody like you," and maybe it's a thing where Mysterio's been offing Spider-Man in different universes now that the multiverse has been opened up, and he's been trying to hunt down the Spider-Man of each universe, and he's successfully killed the one on his Earth, maybe a couple more. And then he gets stopped by 616 Peter Parker, and that really opens the door for other Spider-Men. I don't know.
I don't know.
I feel like that'd be a decent twist, where it's not only am I the villain, but I'm hunting Spider-Man.
I've been hunting Spider-Man for the past.
I also don't think that Mysterio is Spider-Man or Peter Parker.
I did.
Yeah, there was that theory where they thought Mysterio was Peter Parker. I don't buy that.
It's kind of a sick theory though, but I don't want them to do it.
I don't know. I just gotta believe they got something. I gotta believe they got something that nobody sees coming. Literally.
Do you want to know why the Vulture twist was so good? Personally, me anyway.
What's up?
A week or two before the movie came out.
You just cut Zane off.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm really sorry.
You're good.
I'm sorry.
Don't worry about
it. Josh, I do that a lot.
Yeah,
anyway, the Vulture twist was so good was because it leaked 2 weeks earlier that there was a rumor that he was related to Michelle or MJ.
Oh, I didn't know about this.
So a lot of people were going in thinking that, and then he opens the door, and it's Liz's father. And I think that a lot of people were like, "Oh, we've got this figured out. He's related to MJ." And they're going to turn MJ into this villain. Then turns out,
no, I didn't even know about that part at all. The fact that he was related to MJ. I just straight up was blown away by the fact that he was related to Peter's love interest. That was everybody in our theater. I remember that's a memorable theater experience when Michael Keaton opens the door and you just hear gasps throughout the entire theater, like Sean's yelling over here.
I don't remember, it was a good twist, but I don't remember my reaction to it.
I was I got knocked out of my ass when I was like, wait,
you got
what?
Knocked out of your ass.
Yeah, literally.
That's a new one.
It's a new term. It's 1:30 in the morning, guys.
Damn, it really is this late. Holy crap!
This is the latest we've recorded an episode of the podcast.
I'm glad to be here, boys.
You ain't got nothing else.
Holding down the fort.
You're right, I don't.
Neither do I.
Holding down the fort. I don't know. I think it's gonna be something related to Mysterio and one of the classmates of Peter Parker. What was that sound?
Oh, hey, y'all seen this new rumor that was Nick Fury, MJ's Nick Fury's daughter or some shit? I'm just like, yes.
Dude, no.
Yeah, let's pull that twist from 22 Jump Street.
No. Somebody took Nick Fury's face and Michelle's face and then Tom Holland's face and they put him in the scene of 22 Jump Street where Ice Cube's flipping out.
You're just like, the fuck? Dude, 22 Jump Street, fantastic film.
Both of those movies are grade A material. Both of those movies, both 21 and 22.
Comedy films, man.
Totally agree. Genius, but I don't know what this twist could be. I think it's just gonna be more than Mysterio's a villain, but like I don't know, like it knocked the socks off everybody, like casual fans, comic fans. That knocked like all of our socks off.
It just floored everyone.
It floored everybody. Like, but
twist.
I feel like this is gonna one up it. I don't know how. I
See,
think
the thing.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say. I'm just like. We've seen actors do this before. They're just like, "Yo, this is gonna be amazing" and stuff like that, and end up just being like, "Oh yeah, no, that's cool."
Mm-hmm.
Like it's nothing groundbreaking. It's nothing revolutionary. Nothing that's gonna change the scope of the MCU as we know it.
Oh yeah,
like, it's not gonna be anything like that. I think it's just. I agree with Sean, and I really agree with Sean. He knows that, but like I honestly think it's just gonna be as cut and dry as him revealing his true intentions of being a villain, and maybe he has like a super screwed up scheme or something like that like makes it like, oh wow, that sucks, or wow, that's really cool. But like, I don't think it's gonna be anything like on the level of, I don't know, anything like crazy.
I think come when we do this review, when we do the review for the show, I think all we're going to be talking about, or for this episode, when we do the review for this movie that comes out in July, I think all we're going to be talking about is I'm willing to bet, like all the money that I've seen in my life, that this twist is going to be bigger than Homecoming's twist. I'm willing to bet that. I believe.
I'll bet it on you. I'll take your money.
What are we betting here exactly? We
all the money I've ever seen in the world. All the money I've ever seen.
Well, that you can't give me.
I'm gonna say you don't have all that.
We'll figure something out. But I'm just saying.
All right, no.
Bet you $20.
No, how about this? Loser has to fucking buy the winner a large pizza.
A deal.
We don't even live in the same states.
Yeah, no,
it doesn't matter.
This app
internet is a thing.
There's apps where you can easily change the address and all that.
Yeah, the internet's a thing.
I'll be down with that. I think this twist is going to be...
I like pizza. Sean and I like pizza.
I love pizza. Who doesn't love pizza? If you don't love pizza, there's something mentally wrong with you.
Whoa.
I'm just saying.
Some people are allergic to pizza, Zane.
Well,
don't call those people out like that.
You know what? It's a damn shame you're allergic to pizza. I'm allergic to peanut butter, but I still eat peanut butter.
You're allergic to peanut butter?
Wait,
no, I'm sorry. I'm allergic to peanuts, but I'm still eating peanut butter. I don't react to that. I don't know how.
So maybe you're not allergic to peanuts. Maybe you should.
No, I react to stuff with nuts in it.
We're so off topic.
We're so off topic. It's 1:30 in the morning.
I love it though. I love it.
I react to stuff with nuts in it, like cookies with nuts. Like my tongue will swell up and everything. But peanut butter itself, I'll have like Reese's or PB&J, and I don't react at all.
Oh, I want a PB&J.
Dang.
I might make one and then go to sleep. But I guess on that note,
Hold on a second. Wait. Grape jelly or strawberry jam?
Grape.
I like both, but I'm gonna go strawberry.
Strawberry is on. Yes.
I mean, I like both, but I think I prefer grape. I don't know. I like them both. Probably just grape just a little.
All right. Let's end this.
That's a good way to end it. 1:30 in the morning. The AM special of the ABNC show. Sean, where can people find you on social media?
You could find me on Twitter and Instagram at RealSeanHussey. I do graphic design work, do inquiries and all that fun stuff. Keep watch there for our work on the Media Bite and my personal stuff. Thank you guys again for having me on.
No problem. Josh, where can people find you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram at dceu News. You can also find me on Twitter at Really Sharp. Also on Twitter at The Media Bite. And also check out themediabite.com. We will have exclusives on there and editorials and movie reviews and stuff like that. So yeah, feel free to drop on by and read some words.
And that link will certainly be in the description below. You could find me on social media at Pakibruh, Pakirbruh, bruh. And any final comments before we sign off?
Watch Doom Patrol, please.
I'm going to watch it.
You keep saying that.
I think he says this every
because
episode.
the show is good.
I hear nothing but praise for the show, and I can't wait to watch it. I'm so behind on my TV.
Throughout the entire season, there's only been one episode that I was just kind of like, that wasn't very good. Or it was not that it wasn't good. It was just kind of, I don't know. It was just like a little boring.
How many episodes is it? 13?
No, like 16.
Oh, that's a lot. And Swamp Thing is next,
as opposed to 13. That's not that much of a difference.
Well, I think they're an hour-long episodes, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just kind of feel like the Netflix like Marvel shows really suffered because they were like 13 episodes when they could have been like 8. But I guess it just depends on the story that they have for Doom Patrol. Like I thought,
Yeah, I mean,
I thought Titans went on for a little too long, and it got really boring. I just didn't like Titans at all, actually.
Titans was 12, I think, or 11,
We
11
have a whole
episodes.
conversation about Titan.
Yeah,
But I mean, you better start now because Swamp Thing starts next week.
oh, that's really close. Damn.
I love the way that they're setting it up. Like, one show ends and then another one begins immediately right after. Because I think once Swamp Thing ends, Stargo starts.
And then after that is probably the Harley Quinn animated show.
No, Harley Quinn's in December.
So that's pretty.
I think Titans is Titan season 2. I think they're going to take a break after Stargirl, and Titans is in like October, November.
That's not bad. But yeah, I guess that will do it for us on the ABNC show this week. And until next time, guys, peace.
Peace.